KREM 2 News at Noon begins now.
Right now in KREM 2 News at Noon, we are tracking several wildfires burning across the inland Northwest. However, there is some good news to share as firefighters are starting to get some control.
And today we've got a chance of some scattered showers with potential thunderstorms overnight. So we'll talk about that in your full forecast coming up.
And President Biden is calling for big changes on the Supreme Court. We'll tell you about his plan that could bring more turnover among the justices. Hi, everyone. Welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. It is so good to see you. I'm Laura Papetti. And we begin, of course, with checking on the weather because it plays a big role in our day, whether we're going to be able to get outside, whether the fires get a little bit of a break. So let's check in. We have Brandon T. Jones in for Thomas Patrick today. And Brandon, when can we see some of the wet weather that might help firefighters a bit?
Yeah, absolutely, Laura. Well, happy Monday to you all out there. I think we could get some chances of scattered showers just a bit later in the afternoon hours and to kind of more of the evening here for us today. So that's something that we're taking a look at. We're going to have a cloudy afternoon. We're starting to see some of those clouds roll in along with that haze that we've had in the forecast over the last few days. And another thing to kind of be on the lookout for is some heat because today we're only getting a high in the low 80s, potentially if it hops out of the 70s. But we're on track to get back to triple digits once again. I know it's been a long and hot summer, so keeping an eye out for that. Right now it's 78 degrees, winds moving around 15 miles per hour, so also breezy. And although we don't have a red flag warning in place, as mentioned, Laura, we got to just make sure we're following those burn bans because nonetheless, even though we may have some chances of showers today, conditions are still extremely dry. So make sure we're following those burn bans in place. We've seen several wildfires over the last few days. Following those burn bans helps limit that risk of wildfires. As for some of the surrounding temperatures currently, 75 over in Coeur d'Alene, 76 in Wallace, 72 up in Colville and Deer Park. You all started the morning off at 48 degrees. You're all the way up to 78 now. So again, we'll get into the full forecast and talk about that chance of showers here just a bit later.
Brandon, thank you so much. Right now here at noon, we are tracking multiple wildfires again that are burning across our region. So let's begin in North Idaho with an update on the Gwynn fire. In the past few hours, the Latah County Sheriff's Office lowered evacuation levels in the town of Julietta to level 2, get set. And basically that means people who live there can return. However, if people do go back to the area, they need to be ready to leave if conditions do get worse. Kendrick also remains under level 2 orders as well. The fire has burned more than 28,000 acres and at this point 0% contained. Fire crews are expected to be working on Highway 3 today, so please give them their space if you're driving through that area. For people in the community, there is a meeting tonight at 6 o'clock at Lapway Elementary School. The meeting will also be streamed live on the Idaho Department of Land's Facebook page. All right, evacuations have shifted for the Swawilla fire burning on the Colville Reservation. So let's take a look at the latest evacuation map. There are now level 2 get set evacuations from Cow Creek Road to Silver Creek Road along Highway 21. And you can find all the evacuation information on our website that's posted on KREM.com. Now, the Swawilla fire has scorched more than 46,000 acres and at this point about 26% contained. Firefighters will be performing burnout operations today and tomorrow. What that basically means is there will be more smoke in that area. The work is expected to further protect the town of Keller. And firefighters are making good progress on the South Columbia Basin fire. That's near Tyler. The fire has burned about 250 acres since it began on Friday. Officials say it did destroy 3 homes and 5 other buildings. Firefighters say it's about 20% contained and is showing decreasing fire behavior. Evacuations in that area have also been downgraded to level 1 and 2. Okay, 1 lane of northbound traffic along Highway 195 remains closed south of Spokane as fire crews work to put out a brush fire. That fire started yesterday along the highway near Mullen Hill Road. It has burned about 10 acres and firefighters expect to have a line around the fire by the end of the day. Fire crews say a drone actually delayed getting air support trying to get to the fire yesterday. So beware of that. They really can't waste time. And we have new video of the Upper Cemetery fire, also known as the Hills Fire. It burned about 44 acres near the West Hills neighborhood on Friday. The good news is that forward progression stopped the same night, but crews spent this weekend working on a containment line. Firefighters say several debris piles are still burning, and you may see some smoke from them today. Parts of the neighborhood are still under level 2 get set evacuation orders. And with the wildfire season certainly upon us, our first responders have been working without much rest, but they can't do so without funding. As KREM 2's Connor McAvoy reports, Spokane County Fire District 9 says they need voters to pass a levy that failed earlier this year.
First responders with Spokane County Fire District 9 are working hard to try to make sure that a maintenance and operations levy is passed this upcoming election season on August 6th, including sending out mailers to everybody in the community, protecting the funding they've been having for over 20 years.
It covers about 65% of our daily operating costs to provide services.
Assistant Chief Nathan Jeffries has worked for District 9 Fire for more than 20 years. He says every 3 years since and moving forward, the community has to vote in favor of a levy to make sure they can do their jobs effectively.
One expires at the end of 2024, and then this would be for 25, 26, and 27.
SBAs, or breathing tanks, standard fire gear, including jackets and hard hats, would be replaced following the passing of the renewed levy.
Those are reaching the end of their service life. We're having a hard time finding parts for the SCBAs because they're getting older.
The levy would be $72 a year for a $400,000 property. It failed by less than 1% in April due to what Jeffrey says was a misunderstanding with voters.
They thought the rate was going from 65 cents per thousand to $1.47 per thousand, which is not correct. It's going from $1.29 per thousand to $1.47 per thousand.
A few days away, Jeffrey says the vote in favor of this levy is crucial, as he and everyone else with the department, like everyone, tries to do their jobs as costs go up.
This is looking to be a pretty bad wildfire season for us. We've definitely seen that recently in the last few days. We've seen call volume increases that continue to come every year. We're not getting slower, we're getting much busier.
In Meade, Connor McAvoy.
These aren't nice to have, these are things we have to have.
KREM 2 News.
And still ahead right here on KREM 2 News at noon, we are now less than 100 days until the presidential election. As the campaigns sharpen their messages, there is one comment from former President Trump that is raising some questions.